unbelievable grizzly attack on elk hunters after being shot 9 times. In the remote wilderness of Montana, nestled 49 miles west of the small town of Augusta, a group of hunters embarked on an unforgettable journey. This untamed land boasted rugged mountains, soaring peaks reaching 8,000 feet high, and valleys cloaked in thick stands of pine, fir, larch, and aspen trees. Willow and dogwood bushes adorned the banks of crystal-clear waters, providing refuge for majestic whitetail deer, elk, and moose. However, this pristine habitat was also home to fearsome predators such as wolves, coyotes, cougars, black bears, and brown bears. Our story unfolds on October 22, 1956, when 29-year-old Kenneth Scott and his brother Donald, accompanied by their friends Vic Squires and Morris Embleton, embarked on an elk hunting expedition. Hailing from the nearby farming town of Fort Benton, these men were no strangers to the wilderness. Having fought in World War II and Korea, they possessed a deep understanding of firearms and a keen sense of adventure. As the day unfolded, Kenneth, Donald, and Vic ventured together while the other members of their party scoured a different part of the wilderness. Splitting up allowed them to cover more ground and gather vital information about game signs and locations. Little did they know that fate had a treacherous encounter in store for them. While traversing a hillside in search of elusive elk, the hunters found themselves face to face with an enormous grizzly bear. Vic, caught off guard and closest to the beast, stumbled backward in fear. His heart raced as he tripped over the underbrush and fell onto his back, vulnerable and exposed. Kenneth and Donald, frozen in shock, witnessed a horrifying scene unfolding before their eyes. The massive bear seized Vic's ankle with its powerful jaws, dragging him a short distance with a flick of its head. Vic, fueled by adrenaline, lashed out with his remaining leg, but the bear's claws pierced his boot, causing excruciating pain. Reacting swiftly, Kenneth shouldered his trusted .30-06 rifle and fired at the bear's shoulder. Unyielding, the grizzly showed no signs of surrender. With a quick succession of shots, Kenneth aimed to halt the creature's relentless advance. Finally, the bear retreated into the brush, leaving the hunters breathless and shaken. Rushing to Vic's side, Donald and Kenneth offered support, helping him to his feet. Though wounded, Vic's determination refused to waver. With trembling legs, they decided to track the injured bear, fearing for the safety of others. Hours stretched into an arduous pursuit as they followed the trail of blood and tracks left by the grizzly. Unbeknownst to them, the clever predator had circled back, sensing its pursuers closing in. Suddenly, the grizzly emerged from the undergrowth, catching Vic off guard once more. Fueled by adrenaline and armed with a .30-30 hunting rifle, Vic fired shots at the bear, hoping to repel the relentless attacker. Yet, the bear's focus shifted, hurtling towards Kenneth with unstoppable fury. Desperately, Kenneth fired 2 more rounds from his rifle before it jammed. Instinct took over, urging Donald and Vic to flee, assuming Kenneth was right behind them. Minutes ticked by as panic settled and the hunters reunited, but their relief was short-lived. Kenneth was nowhere to be found. Fear mingled with determination as they combed through the brush, praying for his safety. Meanwhile, the grizzly remained elusive, its whereabouts concealed. After finding Kenneth battered and bloody from the bear's claws, Donald and Vic realized they needed help. They returned to the hunting camp and rallied their fellow hunters to rescue Kenneth, who was barely holding on. Beside a nearby creek, the hunters tended to Kenneth's wounds, cleaning and bandaging them. But fate had a cruel twist. The grizzly unexpectedly attacked again, catching the hunters off guard. Showing immense bravery, 23-year-old Morris took aim with his rifle. His first shot struck the bear's neck, causing it to stagger. Without hesitation, Morris fired again, bringing the bear down. After enduring 7 shots, the grizzly lay lifeless just a few feet away. Sadly, despite their valiant efforts, Kenneth's injuries proved too severe and he passed away a mere 9 hours after the attack. The aftermath left the hunters questioning the events that unfolded. Would the bear have spared Vic if Kenneth hadn't fired those initial shots? Were their subsequent shots misplaced, failing to deliver a fatal blow? Did the bear's rage fuel its determination to survive despite its injuries? Such questions loomed in their minds, offering no easy answers.